Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's super, super important and that took me a long time to learn. This is why burnout is not a flex, and I have only learned it through some sucky times myself. So, you know how it is as an entrepreneur, we like hustle. It's this whole like 24/7, you got to be working. If you aren't working that whole entire time, you're a loser. Like very hardcore, go, go, go. Late nights, early mornings, sleep when you're dead. Like if you're not doing it, then you are doing something wrong. But here's what I've learned through trial and error is that when you're overworked, when I've been overworked, decision making suffers. Like it totally sucks. My creativity dries up. I feel stressed in so many different aspects. I don't think I can show up in the same way for my team, for my clients, like for everybody I work with. And that ultimately ends up costing time and money and resources because it's just not the way to do things. So I remember actually a couple of years ago, I was going through divorce. I had gained 40 pounds. I was constantly snapping at my kids. I was literally felt like I was going crazy. And I knew something had to change. Like this was not the way. I was juggling everything around me and it just wasn't working. So I really lost sight about where my business was going, what I was going to do. And honestly, life was just not enjoyable. But it all started with one decision. I decided, like, I can't live this way anymore. I need things to be different. I had to start prioritizing sleep and rest. I had to figure out ways to minimize my stress. I really had to turn things around. And once I started to do that, it did take some effort and it was stressful thinking like, "Oh my gosh, like I just need to work more." But what I found is that time almost was able to expand, and when I took the time for myself, then I was able to take the time for the business and everything just worked together. And mental health wise, business wise, personal wise, like it was just really awesome when I did that. And since then, I've lost weight, I've gotten into great shape, I'm more present for my family, and I'm not stressed anymore, and business is going better than ever. That's not to say it's without its challenges because there's always something that's going to be challenging, but I am so much happier, I'm more at peace, like, everything is going in a much, much better direction. So, if you need something to be your sign for balancing instead of burning out, then this is it. So I wanted to bring up 3 reasons why this all matters, like overall, why you should really think about this more. The first thing is because if you focus on balance versus burnout, your clarity is going to actually increase your performance. And when you're exhausted, your judgment is clouded. But when you're rested, you can think in strategic ways and you can solve problems faster and you can approach your challenges with a really clear head. The second reason why is because your energy actually fuels your leadership. So you can show up for your team when you're not emotionally exhausted on the other side of things, excuse me. So your team and your clients need to look to you for direction. And whether those are personal or professional, you need to be that strong leader. But if you're barely holding it together on your own, then you're not going to be able to show up for other people and everybody's around you is going to suffer. So to maintain those strong relationships, you really need to work on your balance. And then the third reason why is because if you're in the creative space, like I know a lot of us are, that creativity needs room to breathe. Like Alex Hermosi did this whole talk, and actually both him and his wife Layla did it, where they talk about maker versus manager space. So if you're in a manager space, then you are talking to people, you're setting up meetings, you are making sure you're doing check-ins, and your day is really like back-to-back meetings. But if you are in the maker space, then you need, he says, the recommendation is 4 hour blocks of time to actually create. So whether that's content creation, whether that's actually thinking of just new ways to expand your business, whatever that looks like, you need to be able to put your head into that mode and that mindset and focus enough time to actually get stuff moving and to make headways. And if you just try to start something and then you get distracted and you try to start again, you're going to lose so much time and your creativity is really, really going to suffer. So I made a couple things that have really helped me prioritize balance without losing the momentum for my business. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to set boundaries. I need to know when my workday starts and when it ends, when I check my inbox and when I'm present for my family. I need to make sure that those boundaries, while I can choose to be flexible with them, they're really there for a reason. And I have to be really, really intentional about what's my focus and what are my priorities. I also have to work on taking intentional breaks. So oftentimes those breaks for me are exercise and or taking the dogs for a walk. Things that reset my focus and help me come back into my work recharged and effective. It can mean a phone call, it can be something that puts you in that just resets your mental space. And then the final thing that I really work on is delegating wisely. You we all need to focus on our strengths, and then we need to be able to send the rest of those off to somebody else to take care of. When you first start your business, you're really wearing all the hats and you're doing really, really everything. But as soon as you're able to give tasks to people that really that's more of their expertise so that you can take on the stuff that you know you're really good at, you really need to do that. And at certain times, you may have to take things back. During this year, I've had to take a lot of things back that I had delegated before so that I can give them back with a new, renewed focus and intention and priorities and structure around it. So it's a give and take, give. But ultimately, if you have your mindset and you have your intention for how you want things to go, then you're going to be able to make good decisions. But you can't and you really shouldn't handle everything because your time is better spent in the areas that you're strongest in. So just remember overall, balance isn't a weakness, it's your superpower. When you are balanced in your business, when you're not burning out, when you're taking the time for all the different areas that you need to take time for, you're going to see your business expand and grow exponentially. It's the key to everything. So, with that, let's go do awesome things and make our businesses better.